Greetings, and welcome to LGR Oddware, where we're taking a look at hardware and software that is odd, forgotten, and obsolete. Much like my beard and hair. At the moment, they're all three. So yeah, it was time to get rid of them. The beard is gone, the hair is gone. Well, the hair is still here. It's just not down here anymore, it's right here. That is, it's a thing, so get over it. Yes, what we're going to talk about today is the Ultra Felix. And if you happen to know what that is, then, well, you're stranger than me, because I had no friggin' clue up until very recently. But before we talk about that bit of strange oddware, let's talk about something that's not so odd. That is the computer mouse. It's an input device, where you device with input into your computer. Anyway, you use it, you hold it, you click, and scroll, and you move it around on your desk or your mouse pad or your balls, whatever works. Why would you do that? That's a stupid thing to say. I'm immature, and that's what you do. Whatever surface you have, you use the mouse to do things with. Now, the other thing is something else that involves balls, which would be the trackball, which I don't have. I do have one, but it's up there. I don't know why. I should really get it down, but I am lazy. Anyway, here's what a trackball looks like, if you're somehow not familiar. Anyway, it's like a mouse, except that you move the ball around with your thumb or finger or whatever you have handy to do that with, and it moves the cursor around while the actual device doesn't move around on the desk. So you're not moving your wrist, you're just doing that, and making sounds. Well, what we have today is the Ultra Felix, and it attempts to somehow merge the two in just a strange monstrosity. Yes, it looks like this here. This thing cracks me up. Let's take a look at it now, shall we? Alright, so here is the Ultra Felix. And before we go any further, I just want to thank Luke for sending this to me. You are awesome for thinking out for the oddware enthusiasts out there, namely me. I don't know how many more there are. I'm sure you guys exist, but hey, whatever. This oddware enthusiast is quite happy with this thing because it's odd. So yeah, it really is meant to be a mix of a mouse and a trackball, pretty much. The thing is, it just sits stationary on your desk. It's got these little rubber feet here, and the whole idea is you plop it down, and you have this, which moves around on the top of it. Now, apparently this thing was also made for other systems like the Macintosh. In fact, it might have come out for that first. I am having trouble finding much concrete information on this at all. But yeah, I know there was at least one in 1990 for the Macintosh. This one is for the IBM PC and compatibles, and it actually has a PS2 port, so I'm assuming this is a PS2 port. I'm not assuming that. I know that's a PS2 port, but I'm assuming this is a slightly later variant, because I've seen some pictures of other ones that have more like a thing there that looks even more uncomfortable than this freak does. Apparently, the original one cost $169 US. This thing wasn't cheap. That's what you had to pay for innovation. Or complete and total garbage. Who knows? We'll find out. Alright, so yeah, it's not very big. It's comparable, I guess, to like a trackball size. Here's a 5 1/4 inch floppy. It's pretty comparable to that. So, yeah, I mean, it's not huge or anything, and it sits on your desk, and it takes up a smaller footprint than what a mouse would need to get similar results without super high sensitivity settings. So I think that was really the appeal of this, was that you don't have to have more desk space to do that. Or if you just don't like moving, like your hand, like ever, or your arm, then you don't have to. Like with a mouse, you have to do this. With this, on the other hand, all you have to do is this. Oh yeah, that's pretty sensual. Except it's not. This thing is freaking clunky as crap. Here's the thing about this. So, you kind of hold it like this. I guess these little, like, whatever the frick that is supposed to be where your fingers go. I cannot get comfortable with this thing whatsoever. I've tried. We're just not compatible. We haven't hit it off at all. Probably not going to ask it out again. Sorry. Sorry, Felix. It's not you. It's me. But actually, it is you. That's beside the point. This is interesting, though. The fact that it does move around here, I think it is an interesting idea. These are supposedly one-to-one with all four corners of your monitor. So the bottom right corner is the bottom left. It makes it a little weird for using it on widescreens because, this is a 4:3 aspect ratio here. So it's kind of weird, but whatever. They weren't like wizards that could look in the future, so that's fine. You do have 3 mouse buttons, though, which is cool. You have the left button, right button, and the middle. They click. That's cool. And just kind of glides around, and it works, sort of. I don't know why it does this, though. Like, really. Maybe, if you're holding it at an angle, but that completely screws up everything to me. I know some people hold their mouse at an angle, but wouldn't you just, like, whoop, fixed? But no. Sure somebody found that useful. I don't whatsoever. Anyway, you don't need any drivers for this. You just plug it straight in and it works. I think there was some software for it. Mine doesn't come with it. I don't know what it changed. It was meant to work in Windows 3.1 and 95, especially this one. 95 as a plug-and-play device, so it works just fine. You plug it and you play with it. Wow. Innuendo. Let's not go there. Let's take a look at this thing in action. Well, this little bit of action here is Windows 3.11, and it's good. What's also good is we have a mouse cursor. You can see it's moving around. That's what we want. That's what a mouse does. It curses. So you can see I'm moving it to each corner here. In theory, what it should do is the actual physical corners of where the mouse lays in the inset of the Felix should match up with your screen. So that should be, the top left corner. Let me see if you can get it. Some sound in here. It's top left corner. That's the bottom left, bottom right, and top right. That works. It works. Once it calibrates itself, it works pretty okay. And, that's kind of helpful. Okay, you can kind of see where it's not sometimes. Maybe you can't. I'm going to see if I can demonstrate that. It's kind of helpful when you really don't want to have to guess where you're going to be pointing, which if you're a heavy computer user and know a mouse, you're going to know anyway. I don't know really what the thing is because you can't lift this up at all. I have an instinctive desire to lift my mouse when I need to move it around further, and, with this you don't, so I end up lifting the whole freaking thing off the desk, which is stupid. I feel restricted with this thing. And the 4 corners, that's fine, but say you're doing something that's a little more mouse intensive, like a game, for instance, and I know that's not what this is made for, but it is useless for games. I guess it has its uses here. I mean, it's sort of easy enough to browse around and look at things, sure. But at the same time, because of the way it is calibrated, or it calibrates itself, with the sensitivity like that, it's a little weird. You don't have too much really fine sensitivity in here because there's like a dead zone in the middle, for one thing. Like right now I'm moving it and it should be moving around in circles, but it's not. So yeah, you have a slight dead zone, very, very slight. So tiny little finite movements, since it's because it's in the very middle. It's almost like using a touchpad, really, now that I think about it. On a laptop, it's kind of touchpad-ish, except that you have this physical thing that's freaking tied down to the middle of it, and it's weird. So yes, it's just quite bizarre, and let's go ahead and take a look at a game, just because. So this is Duke 3D, and this is a terrible, terrible example, but, it has mouse usage in it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is simply move the mouse forward. Okay, so if I don't do it too much, then it goes a little bit and stops. And this is on mouse movement at the moment. It's not mouse look. But anyway, but if I put it all the way forward, or all the way close to an edge, see right here, it still goes. Like the cursor just keeps going. And this is kind of, maybe it's a little hard to visualize, but I'm just telling you, it's awkward when you get to the edges and it hasn't quite calibrated it, or it doesn't know what to do with what it's calibrated. So right now, I am not moving crap. My hand is not even touching the mouse, it just does this. And sometimes you get that when you're just navigating windows, like the mouse cursor will just keep moving off the edge of the screen, or like it's moving off the edge of the screen because it thinks it has, because it's stupid. You know, it kind of works. And I applaud them for trying something different. See, right now I'm moving it entirely forward, and it's not doing crap! What is wrong? But if I move it back, and then... Okay, now it's fine. So you get really uneven sensitivity. Apparently there is some chip in there that like automatically calibrates itself on the fly or something. I'm not entirely sure what all goes into this, but it's not ideal. I would much rather use a trackball, even though I don't use trackballs. And of course I would just much rather use a regular mouse in general. Wow, that's a dumb lizard. Die. Well, anyway, yeah, that is the Ultra Felix, a friggin' weird little device that cost a crap ton of money back in the day, and I honestly, for the life of me, can't understand why anybody would buy this over a trackball or just a normal mouse, but whatever. You want weird oddware? This is weird oddware. Odd oddware. Strange. Oddware. Odd. Oh my.